Hey there, I'm Jennifer,
And I'm Jackie.
and welcome to Slightly Unsupervised. We're best friends, business partners, and the chaos behind Bestimony, a ceremony we created to celebrate the kind of soulmates who don't come with a marriage license.
This podcast is all about that friendship energy, the deep stuff, the messy stuff, and the laugh till you snort stuff.
So whether you're driving, folding laundry, or hiding in your car for some peace and quiet,
You're in good company. Let's get slightly unsupervised. Today, we are talking about why best friends sometimes fill the sister space we never had. Some women grow up with sisters, some of us spend our whole lives searching for one. And when we finally find her, she doesn't always share our DNA. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Slightly Unsupervised. Today's episode is really personal one because we're talking about something a lot of women feel but don't always say out loud, the difference between sisters and best friends, and why sometimes a best friend becomes the sister you never had. Not every woman grows up with built-in female connection. Some women grew up with brothers, like us. Some grew up alone. Some had sisters biologically, but never emotionally. And some women spend years trying to figure out why they feel like something is missing. But then one day, someone walks into your life and changes the way you experience womanhood, support, loyalty, laughter, safety, and understanding. And suddenly you realize maybe sisterhood was never only about blood. Maybe it's about being seen. Maybe it's about being chosen. Maybe it's about finding the woman who witnesses your life and stays anyway. Today, we want to talk about that connection, the beautiful differences between sisters and best friends, the overlap between them, and why chosen family can become one of the deepest relationships a woman ever has.
yeah. I think the first thing to think is that when you have a sister, she's assigned to you. And Jackie doesn't have a sister. I have a sister, and she's 11 years younger than me, and she grew up in a different household. So I don't have a sister in the same kind of normal way somebody have a sister. First of all, there's a big age difference between us, although it's not that bad now as we're older. Obviously, when we were younger, it was a different story. And then it wasn't in my household. It wasn't like a sister that I was living with and grew up with. It was just a sister that I had. She's my half sister. So she grew up in a different house than me. So in a lot of ways, I have both sides of this, but in a different way, because I don't think that I don't think I qualify as the sister that is a normal sister where you have that relationship with somebody. But I'm close to her, and she is built in. I mean, the nice thing about having a sister is, when it's Christmas and when it's Easter and when it's holidays, I have my sister. She's going to be at this holiday party that we're going to be at, and we're going to have fun. We're closer to age now as far as things that we like to do. So that's been a nice space. But growing up, and from the five of us too, there's five of us that are in this best friend group. None of us have a sister that we grew up with. None of us do. And don't you think, Jack, like if you think about it, some of the friends that we have that have sisters that we were close to, we're not close to them anymore. Like they've veered off, and they're probably very close to their sister. Like their core group
Mhm.
is probably they spend more time with their sisters in that respect because they're sort of built in friends,
Right.
right? I mean,
Exactly.
yeah, I think women can get friendship or can get close to, females, usually the mother, the sisters, or the grandmother, or aunts, or whatever. I think most of us that grew up together, that are still close, just don't have sisters. I'm even thinking
Mhm.
about my other kind of best friend that is in a different group, and you have one too that you have that she doesn't really have a sister either. I know she's got brothers. That's kind of one of your other best friends too. So it's interesting now that we're getting to the 50-year-old mark about how this friendship, how we become kind of sisters at the end. Don't you think? Like
Mhm.
it's and how people with sisters we're not that close to.
Right. It's true. But I do know some that aren't friends. I mean, I had a sister-in-law that I was closer to years ago when we had our split up. But the problem with that, we stayed really close. We were really close. But what happened was, of course, we both got divorced
uh,
from the brothers.
from the brothers.
And because she was even there when I had my children. She was the one that was in there, not my husband. She was the
Right.
one that was in there, and we were really close. But separation, it just kind of hurt the whole thing
Well, the
with both of
connection, you
us.
weren't in the same space anymore to be around each other for dealing family stuff. So you would
Mhm.
imagine that, you can kind of grow apart to some degrees. But
Mhm.
yeah, a sister-in-law too. I mean, you can have a really good sister-in-law. I have some sister-in-laws, but they live in different states, so I don't really know them all that well either. So I really fall back on my best friends. I mean,
Mhm.
at least in my world, my best friends are my sisters in my mind to some degree, like family wise, or they need something. Like, I don't really feel any different about my best friends than I do about my sister. If you need something, I'm going to provide that for you or whatever. I don't think the blood part of that, at least in my world, makes much of a difference. It's
No.
about, having a connection with somebody. But I imagine when you grow up sisters, and we just have to guess how that might be, Jack, because we don't have any sisters we grew up with. About
Mhm.
I do know, I mean, we can talk about, I guess, some of the friends that we had that had really close sisters, and they seemed close, but during those younger years, there's even 2 years difference makes a huge span of, we're not hanging out with her, she's younger, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
even though as you get older, it makes no difference. But I guess they are a built-in best friend. When you have a sister, you really can imagine that there's this built-in best friend that comes with your life. And you certainly, I know my sister and I fight all the time. The difference is we fight that we know we have to get back together because we got to see each other next holiday. So we have to like come to some kind of term with it. But
Mm.
I'm much more willing to roll the dice and fight with my sister than get upset with my best friends because I know my sister and I have to, come back together to some degree. So I'm just being honest about it. So choosing each other friendship wise is that we're choosing each other, which sometimes is more meaningful. You're choosing someone really more like you. The other way around, you're really kind of stuck with whatever they're like, like my sister's my sister. I mean, she's not gonna she's not gonna be somebody that I would normally choose. She's 11 years younger than me. Why would I hang out with her if I wasn't related to her, I guess, to some degree.
It's kinda
So,
like your brothers, like, because
yeah,
we have guy friends, and, like, I have a brother that, believe me, if he wasn't my brother, I wouldn't even talk to him. But then I
right.
have another brother that I talk to all the time, which would be he would be a guy friend too, you
Yeah.
know? But the other brother, I'm like, "Yeah, you're only my brother because of we have the same mother and father." But otherwise, we have nothing in common, and we do not talk. We only talk if there's a family event that we come to with each other.
Right, right, right. But still, even when your brothers were little, I remember that. Don't talk to them. Like, we're not talking to those rodents. I'm like, not talking to you rodents. You know what I mean?
But I've with one now, we have more common bond.
Yeah, I gotcha. But still, there was like a 2, 3 year, probably 2 years. You guys are all born right after each other, but don't
Yeah.
talk to those cockroaches. Okay, we're not talking to them. Michelle, one of our friends too. That's how she was with her brothers too. Like, don't
They're
talk
a
to the
waste of our breath.
cockroaches.
Don't talk to
Yeah,
them.
I know. You're like, they're not that bad. But anyways, was the
Mhm.
sister energy women crave. I mean, women often are looking for emotional witnessing, unconditional support. There's shared memories, the female understanding, someone to call first, and someone who gets it without explaining. And I think
Mhm.
you definitely can have that with your best friends. I'm going to just say it again because if for my best friends, that's easy. Now, let me think about this for my sister. Emotional witnessing, I guess. Unconditional support. I don't think so. Shared memories. Yeah, some.
Yeah.
Female understanding. Okay. Someone to call first. Probably not my first on my list. And someone who gets it without explaining. There's 11 years difference. So maybe she doesn't get everything. There's
No.
something beautiful watching somebody grow up and then into adulthood because we don't need to talk about why we have some issues
She
when
only
we.
gets her, and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. Sisters. And also, I've noticed that what has happened when you're the oldest sister is you become the second mother. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I'm watching over my sister like she's my daughter or something to some degree. And it could be the age difference too. But if a
Yeah.
woman didn't grow up with sisters, she may spend years unconsciously searching for the feminine emotional connection. Yeah, I think old girls do. Are you
Mhm.
watching that blog or those groups we're on still, Jackie, on the Facebook where they're talking about they're looking for their friends and you read some of
Yeah.
them, it's
Sometimes I read them. Yeah.
yeah, it's sad. It's like a lot of people they don't have any connection to any girls, and they're like,
Mhm.
"I need some connection," and you're like, hard to start late in life for the connection. Like,
Or they're asking questions of things that because they have no one else to ask. Yeah.
yeah, or they put all their eggs in that guy basket, and then that guy took off on them, and now they got no friends. They're just sitting there, and it's like, man, you gotta have some balance in life. I don't suggest any
Mhm.
girl do that. Keep some girls around you. So you do want someone to shop with, cry with, call, and have some kind of emotional safety for you.
Mhm.
That's important to have, so don't sidestep it, and also putting all your eggs in the sister basket can bite you too, because sometimes your sisters understand you in a way a family understands you, and I think in families too, and you probably think this too, Jackie, you get assigned a duty or a certain person, right? So you're probably Jackie, the one that takes care of everybody, or, you
Oh,
know,
yeah. Like,
you
if
have
something happens in Missouri, they call me, and I
Mhm.
have to fly out to help out, you
Yeah,
know?
because you're assigned that, right? That's your duty in that family, you're assigned to that. So when you're in that dynamic, you don't get to play anything but that part.
Mm.
So at least with your friends, you don't have to be the one that has to solve everything, right? Or you're not the one that we've labeled as, call Jackie, she's gonna fix it all. Like, your
Yeah,
family would do.
Jackie needs, maybe not do that all the time.
But we don't have you assigned to that. I mean, we do to some degree. We count on you for a lot of things, but not
Yeah,
like,
not that.
yeah,
So
don't
that's
have to,
good.
yeah, pick everything up on if our world falls apart, Jackie, you got to come fix everything. So that's
Thank
the
you for
female.
that. I
All right. Well,
appreciate that.
yeah. Why best friends can become deeper than sisters. This isn't anti-sister, but really some are soulmates. I'll say that about a lot of my friends, like just really tight, close connections. And, some sisters are strangers too. Let's not just assume everybody has a sister likes them, because certainly there are some that
Hmm.
do not get along. And I will throw my sister and I in that and every other week. It's not that bad, y'all. I'm just kind of picking on her, but I'm just saying that it's dicey. That's the best word. It's a dicey day if we're going to get along or
Yeah.
not. So, um, some best friends become more emotionally intimate than family. You probably have that, Jack,
Hmm.
right? We
Yep,
leaned on each
definitely.
other.
Hmm.
Yeah. There was a time when it was parents on their own. Nobody, I mean, it was just the two of us. So we heavily relied on each other for just,
Definitely.
yeah, just somebody to lean on emotionally. So, and your best friends really, even your sisters, I don't know if you tell everything to your sister. I don't know if I've gone through every life experience of my sister and told her, nor would I want to. Some of that stuff is like, and you do it with your
No, and
best
especially when you're younger, like when you were going through your pregnancy, I mean, she was what? How old when
7.
you're, yeah, I don't think you're sharing that time of your life with her.
No, I don't think she was a big support system for me at 7. So it's probably more like,
She's just
now
like,
I've got.
"Oh, you're having a baby."
Yeah, she was excited, that's for sure. So, yeah, but there's some pain. I mean, I've got a sister a little bit, but I'm sure there's a pain of. And did you ever have that, Jackie? Did you ever like wonder what it would be like to have a sister? I'm
Oh,
certainly
yeah,
it.
because I had brothers that were like you said, me and my brothers were a year apart. My mom, da 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 da. I was the
Yeah,
oldest, and my next brother's a year younger, then the next one's a year younger. And so
right,
my brothers always shared a room together. They were always like talking, like when we got into trouble or we had to be in our rooms, my brothers had each other, to
right,
talk. And I remember how close they were. And me, I was alone. It was just
right,
me. And it was just like, wow, I want somebody. I
right.
want
A
somebody to
sister,
talk to and to be with. And I didn't have people over all the time. Like many reasons. Like my parents didn't care for us to have our friends over all the time. That's why I was probably the opposite, where my kids, I was like, oh, all your friends are welcome all the time. Doesn't matter. We had an open door. I mean, they could come anytime,
right,
that type of thing.
right,
And then sometimes I was just embarrassed to have my friends,
right,
you know,
right,
nothing bad. I mean, that's just how it was in our generation. You know what I mean?
right.
Our parents were too busy doing their things.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
left a
So
lot of
I was,
exposure to your life when you had people
yeah.
over because they're like, "This is
Your parents,
interesting." Yeah.
smells like pot.
Now
Oh,
Jackie
why is
had
that?
me over all the time. I was over there all the time. So
Yeah, but you understood it all, so it was all good. We both
yeah,
kinda came to things where I knew what was going on at your house, you knew what was going on in my house, so we
right.
understood each other. It was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
No, we didn't have to worry about there was no judgment either way. We go to other friends and, oh, they're sitting down for dinner at the table with their
Yeah.
whole family. What? What?
What? What
People
is
really
that?
do this? This is only on TV.
And I think
That's
too, for me, even probably when I was younger, was like, where's my sister? Like I would be like, because
Mhm.
your friends have sisters. There's people in your life that have
It
sisters.
was lonely. It would have
Yeah,
been
it's
great
lonely.
to have a sister to talk to and do. That's why I wanted the phone. That's why I wanna talk on the phone
Right.
with my friends, with you, you know?
Right. Right. Go over go ever every detail of the day that really has no importance, but at least you're talking to somebody. Somebody's witnessing
Mhm.
your life and is experiencing it with you and be like, yeah, I see you. I validate you. That all happened. So
Or to have somebody when you were sad, like maybe a boy breakup or just something that you were sad about because
right.
like I've said, I mean, I love my parents, but they were the parents of the 80s and you didn't go to them and talk about something that you were so upset about. At least I didn't. I don't know, maybe others were able to, but I didn't go and say what, this person made me sad or, oh, this boy made me upset. You
Right.
didn't talk about those things. So it would
Right.
have been nice to have a sister that I could have sat and talked to about those things,
Oh
and get it
yeah.
off and had a sister going, it's not a big deal. It made me feel better for the next day. No, I'm
Right.
still dwelling on it the next day because I had
Get
no one
nowhere
to
to
talk
process
to.
it.
Yeah,
You have no
exactly.
processing going on there.
Because I only had a few minutes to talk on the phone, otherwise my parents would tell me to get off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we also had it always reminds me of that because at least in high school, we had that one friend, and you know what I'm talking about, who was like a mother figure on top of being a friend, right? So, like, you would go to her with your problems and she would tell you what to do, which was nice, even though she had her own sisters and we don't talk to her now, but she has her own sisters now.
Mhm.
But somehow she knew what to say about everything, which was really nice too, which, you know, she probably told me things and then you told me something and I'm like, well, this is what she would tell you to do because that's where that wisdom comes from, right? So without her, it'd have been rough. So thank God we had her in this little world. Anyways, what makes a woman feel like a sister? Consistency, emotional safety, loyalty, honesty without cruelty, shared history, forgiveness, showing up during the hard seasons, protecting each other, and then laughing through the pain. You know, you can definitely see that there are things that sisters give that friends can give. I think the only difference is one's a built-in one and the other one is, you know, somebody you choose. I think I have a sign around here. One of my friends gave it to me, but it said friends are the family. Maybe it was some show. Friends are the family you choose, not
Mhm.
necessarily the family, but the one that you actually choose to be part of your family. So I always like that sign. It always makes me feel good that she gave that to me because that's true. We choose each other's. Anyways, I we just wanted to touch base on it. That's, you know, everybody's got this need for a woman. And if you got don't have a best friend, you can certainly, I mean, you don't have a sister, you can certainly find that as well. And two is a best friend. And if you find the right one, obviously, they're not all built the same. But for the general part, your best friend should be very close to being like a sister to you. So, all right. All right, Jackie, let's do the rapid fire questions. You go first.
When did we stop feeling like just a friend
Pretty close, pretty
to
soon,
each
don't you
other?
think? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think when I really, really like felt, well, I think it was senior year when when you got serious with that boyfriend, the
Mm,
one that you had a baby with,
right.
'cause I felt like I was like mothering you.
Right? I think everybody
Yes.
was mothering me. I would needed
And
a
I
mother.
think if you would have if you would have taken our recommendations better or listened to us, then thing would be way your whole life would be different, but you know
Right.
what I mean.
Right, right,
But
right.
when I would tell him to get away from my locker, to get away from you,
I know.
all that.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of like protective energy
Mhm.
that came out with all my friends, which I'm, you know, I'm always the one that says that, you know, I've always appreciated that because I do think you guys rallied around me so well during that time and I needed that. So I'll never forget it. It's super important. But yeah, I think that, you know, I think you just feel a connection sometime with somebody. But I think for you
Mhm.
and I, we got super close super fast. And then
Yep.
we were pretty much inseparable after that, right?
Yep.
I don't feel like there was ever a time, you know, maybe in the beginning, but I don't know. We were pretty close pretty fast, I think, to me
Yep.
at least. Okay, Jack, what's something a sister would do that you think we do for each other?
We take care of each other
Hmm.
and always there for each other,
Yeah.
for
And you can
sure.
rely on them emotionally,
Mhm.
like it's a dumping ground somewhere like I'm having a
Mhm.
problem, help me through this. So I think we have that, don't you?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Then and now, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
For
Okay,
sure.
go ahead.
Okay, the next one. Have you ever believed not having female closeness before friendship? Sure.
I think
Like I
everybody
was just
wants,
said when I was
yeah.
young.
Yeah.
And
For
that, yeah.
sisters.
Mhm. Then when we were broken up, because I really didn't feel like I had that
You know what I
before
think too?
us five got together, back together, or got
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Brought you back to your friendship world that you
Mhm.
had to give up. But I think
Mhm.
too, I don't know, maybe you've never thought about it, but I always, especially for me, I haven't grieved about it, but I just want to bring this up is that you always, I think, especially when you're younger, you always like think it would be really cool to have a twin. Don't you? Did you ever think that? Like somebody was your twin, like you could be really close to somebody if you had a twin sister.
Well, you know, my dad was identical twins, so it didn't always look that great.
No, you kind of had a inside scoop on that one.
Yeah, I hear their stories, so
That's
it was
probably
just
true.
another day in the in the life of the twins, so, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, for sure, we
Ah,
grieved some sort of female closest when we were younger until we
yeah,
really found our friendship group that really helped us. Okay,
yeah.
what's one thing about our friendship that feels familiar, family-ish?
Our history together.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
It's nice to
definitely.
have somebody in your family and somebody that watched you grew up that knows all the kind of things that happen and you're not
Mhm,
explaining or you know what I mean? Like, I know when she acts a certain way or something, there's a part of her life that is coming through there or vice versa, you know what I mean?
mhm.
Like, some kinda trigger or
Exactly.
something, it's like, "Oh, yeah, that's because of that." So it is nice to know
Mhm,
that. I was with some girls last night, I had a glass of wine with him or we were talking to him, but you have to, one of us telling the history and it's like, you have to, well, what happened then? Well, what happened then? Like trying to help her figure out on a feeling that she was having, but it's like, well, how we got to go farther back. Like what happened to you when you were a kid? Like you obviously feel this way because of something. So those are the things that we get to skip, right? Because we're like, oh yeah, that happened to you or whatever. So you kind of know the history without trying to have somebody completely expose their life. And that's kind of how it felt like last night. It was like we wanted to be sympathetic. She was obviously having triggers, but it couldn't figure out what it was from. And I'm like, something's triggering you. What is happening to you? That's
Did you
when
ever
it,
get it out of her?
I don't think so. I
I
think
don't
we
think
went
so.
back and it was like we moved on to another subject, maybe as a group. But
Mm,
if it was you, we wouldn't even be talking about it. It'd be like, yeah, that's because of so and such and such, and that's why
mm,
you're that doing that. So, anyways, okay,
mm.
you're next, Jack.
Do you think chosen family can sometimes heal childhood loneliness? Yes.
100%. We had that. We're
Yep.
prime
We're proof.
examples of that.
Mhm.
You and I,
Exactly.
because we were lonely. We were by ourselves a lot as in the times that we came together and we became friends. So it definitely healed quite a bit of that loneliness that both of us had. And that's probably why we were inseparable after that, because it felt better to be
Together.
seen than to be alone. So, okay. What makes a woman emotionally safe? I think loyalty to me, like
Mhm.
truth telling, loyalty. There's somebody that's there too, right? You got to be able to count on them.
Yeah. Those are good ones. I like
Yeah, a
that.
lot of women can be around, but if it's good for them, if you can find somebody that
Right.
goes, okay, is it good for you? Is it good for you to for me to come? Do you need me? Like those are special people because they're not worried about themselves as much as they're worried about you as well. So I think that
Right.
makes somebody feel safe. Jackie will jump on a plane. It's happened to me. I've broken my arm, and she's like, "Do you need me to come?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm okay. We'll be okay." But like, that's a true best friend. Like, do you need me to get on a plane and come? And I'm like, "No, I'm
Mhm.
okay. We'll be okay. I'm gonna have surgery or whatever." But those are things that I would say makes a difference between a friend and a best friend is somebody that would drop everything to run out to get you. And it's not that my other friends wouldn't do it. It's just they work. So Jackie had the time. She says, "Do you need me to come? I'll come." And I'm like, "No." But that's something to me that really sort of defines the difference. I mean, even so more so than my sister who's down the road. You know what I mean? Jackie's gonna fly across the country to come help me and back to the sister thing. Anyways, okay, you're next, Jack.
Why do women need female connection differently than men often do?
Because we're emotional creatures. We we need connection. I don't think boys need the connection as much as we do. I think they are more programmed for competition or just dudes getting together, but we have to have that connection with somebody. We have to feel validated by somebody, our feelings. We're just more
Mhm.
emotional, you know? That's
We are.
it's just the way it is. Guys just don't need that validation. I
True.
was talking to the girls around my neighborhood yesterday. I'm like, "Well, I heard the story. My husband came home and told me the story." And I'm like, "Well, what happened?" He's like, "What do you mean what happened?" I'm like, "So did they break up? What happened?" He's like, "I don't know. They just said that, they're not living together anymore." I'm like, "Well, what happened?" Like, I want to know all the scoop. My husband's just like, "They obviously broke up." I'm like, "Obviously, but why?"
I need
You
more.
probably
I
don't
need more.
I know. Give me the scoops. This isn't enough. So yes, male women need connection because we are emotional creatures. We need it. We like the story. All right, Jackie, here's one. What's harder to lose, a sister or a best friend? Well, now how
Well,
would you
I
know that?
think
You
they're
don't have
both hard. I know. I think
yeah,
they'd both be hard. I mean, unless you just hated one of them, or
yeah,
obviously you would hate your sister because a
right,
best friend, you've made a best friend.
right.
So I think either would be hard, of course.
Of
I mean,
course.
anything's hard,
Yeah.
you know?
And loss of anybody's hard, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
At
If they're
18 years
saying,
old, though, if you asked yourself this and you had a sister, we'd probably go, "Oh, the best friend. I don't care about my sister." Because at that age, you don't, right? It's like your brothers. You're like, nah.
yeah, if you had an age group on it, it'd be a little different.
Maybe even in your 20s, you're like, "I don't care about my sisters," because, you're moving on. So, but you get to 40, I care about my sister too. So,
Gosh. Do you think friendship can become soul level love?
yeah, 100%. 100%. I do believe that. And I believe that if you have a good friend, then you'll know that. That is not even a question that if you don't have that, then you haven't had the right friends. That's all I'm going to say. Because once you know you've had it, you've had it. You know, I hope you get it because it's a beautiful thing to have. Okay, Jackie,
And
what's
I'm gonna
what?
ask no, I'm gonna ask this one to you because I
Okay,
think it's better for you. What's
okay,
one thing you hope women listening understand about friendship after this episode? This is good for you.
okay.
Good question.
Well, I think that women should understand that your best friend is just as valuable as a friend than as a sister can be as well because I think they fill a void that We all have, and they can really make your life feel more blissful or more powerful if you have really good friends and sisters too. I have both, so it's better for me to answer this. But your friends are like different kind of level of understanding, at least in my world. My sister and I are 11 years different, so there's a little difference there. But like when we talk about songs, when we talk about genres of music, we talk about the way we dress, we talk the way the hair was, all those things, right? With my best friends are very fluid. We're valid. Everything knows what I'm talking about. I could talk about what's a rock band, AC/DC
Def
to my
Leppard.
yeah. And my sister's like, who? I'm like, Def Leppard. You remember their songs? And she's like, no clue, because it's a different generation, right? So that's my take on it. Don't bike past your best friends. I think they can be just as good as sisters, if not better, just
Mm-hmm.
because you understand each other better. Okay, here's in
Mm-hmm.
conclusion. I think one of the most beautiful things in life is realizing that family doesn't always arrive the way you expect it to. Some women are lucky enough to be born with sisters who become their best friends, and some women spend years searching for that kind of connection until life quietly places someone in front of them who becomes home. Not because of blood, not because they had to stay, but because they chose to. And honestly, there's something incredibly powerful about being chosen. A real best friend sees your flaws, your history, your mess, your growth, your reinventions, and keeps showing up anyways. That kind of love matters because women who are never meant to do life alone. We need witnesses, we need softness, we need laughter, we need someone who remembers who we are when life makes us forget. And if you've ever found that person, whether she's your sister by blood or sister by choice, hold on to her because female friendships isn't extra, it's essential. And for some of us, it becomes one of the greatest love stories of our entire lives. If this episode hit you in the feels or made you laugh way too hard, we consider that a win.
Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your ride or die.
And when you're ready to make your friendship official, book your bestimony at rhinestoneweddingchapel.com.
Because the best love stories don't always come with a ring.
We stick together, ride or die to the moon, and no amount of space could ever come between us two. The reuniting's like we've never been apart, and every single time we're eye to eye and heart to heart. There's not enough words to describe what you mean to me. Through heartaches and ups and downs in this life, you've stayed